As I said earlier, it can be sometimes a little difficult to figure out the case exactly. So what you should do if you are stuck in this situation is really analyze and break down the actual relative clause. This will help break it down what your choice is. Okay, because it can only be a subject, an accusative direct object, or a dative indirect object. So if you already have either one of those accounted for in that clause, then that you need to fill the void. You can't have the two subjects, you can't have two accusative direct objects, and you can't have dative indirect objects. Although I should be careful saying that because usually there's always an exception in German, but I think it's almost fairly safe to say that you can break it down by process of elimination. Okay, so usually the antecedent, remember that word in the first part of the sentence kind of triggers it. Das ist der Mann, das ist die Frau, das sind unsere Nachbarn. Okay, who or whom is what the role it's going to be, but usually that first word is going to be the trigger. All right, so let's look at these. Wo ist das Kind ich diesen Ball gegeben habe? Okay, let's go ahead and fill this in. Wo ist die Kellnerin mir dieses Bier serviert hat? Und wo ist der Mann sein Auto hier gelassen hat? So 3 different examples. Okay, the first one, das Kind. The relative pronoun is going to be neuter, right? So it's going to be either das if it's a subject, das if it's accusative, or dem if it's dative. Second one, die Kellnerin. It's going to be die if it's the subject, die if it's the accusative object, or der if it's the dative. And then last one, der Mann, masculine. And we have 3 options, der, den, or dame. So first one, dem. Dem ich diesen Ball gegeben habe. Okay, why is it this? Well, we have ich. In this clause, ich is already there, right? Ich is a nominative pronoun. So the nominative is already accounted for. So it can't be nominative, which would be das. Then we have diesen Ball. Ball is masculine, all right? And right now, diesen, it's acting in the accusative. It's the direct object. So it cannot be accusative. It can't be nominative. It can't be accusative, so therefore it needs to be dative. Second one, okay, wo ist die Kellnerin, die mir dieses Bier serviert hat? Okay, we have mir, which is a dative pronoun. Dieses Bier is the direct object. Okay, so we have a dative and an accusative, so therefore it must be nominative die. And then, wo ist der Mann, der sein Auto hier gelassen hat? Okay, so in other words, der Mann hat sein Auto hier gelassen. It has to be the subject, der. Gut. So those were perhaps a little tricky to figure out, but let's keep going. Okay, you could separately rewrite those to kind of figure out what it's going to be. Okay, wo ist das Kind, right? So if you look at this part of the sentence, we have the subject, we have the direct object, okay? Now, if I rewrite that kind of independently, this takes a lot of work, but it's sometimes worth it to kind of go through the process until you figure it out. If we rewrote that, ich habe, right? Ich habe dem Kind diesen Ball gegeben, is that what it have to be? Right, but notice in the relative clause, we eliminate the word Kind, right? It's that article, the relative pronoun that takes place of it. Wo ist das Kind, dem ich diesen Ball gegeben habe? Where's the child whom I gave this ball to, is how that works. Okay, like I said, might be detailed process, but I think it'll be helpful to you in the end if you're really struggling. Und natürlich, Sie können mir eine E-Mail schreiben, wenn Sie mehr Hilfe brauchen. Gut. Okay, so a lot of information here, but basically what I want you to do is look down at the very end, the last 2, right? Sometimes we have where the relative pronoun is an object of a preposition. So we have, look at the second to last bullet there, das ist der alte Mann. Gut. And then, second one, sie hat mit dem Mann gearbeitet. Okay, so if you combine those, okay, das ist der alte Mann, mit dem sie gearbeitet haben. So this one, it seems a lot trickier than what it is, okay, because we know that Mann is the antecedent, okay, and we also have the preposition is already provided to you. So you have to look at sie hat mit dem Mann gearbeitet. So it's mit dem, okay, sie gearbeitet haben. So you're basically just kind of breaking it down and simplifying the sentence. Some additional examples. Das ist die Bank. Ich arbeite bei der Bank. Right? If I were to combine that, das ist die Bank, bei der ich arbeite. Das ist der Zug nach Stuttgart. Ich fahre mit dem Zug. So, das ist der Zug nach Stuttgart, mit dem ich fahre. Okay. I could even write that. Das ist der Zug, mit dem ich nach Stuttgart fahre, but let's not complicate it too much. It's already a lot of information to take in. So those are some of your examples with the objects of prepositions. Und das ist alles für dieses Video. Dankeschön. Und wenn Sie Fragen haben, bitte schreiben Sie mir eine E-Mail. Und ja, ich freue mich auf die nächste Runde, könnte man sagen. Und bis dahin, tschüss, auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.